Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Mike Kelly, and we are Real Estate Jerky Daily. And thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Yes, we're a few minutes late. Mike couldn't find his little article.
And I still can't because they got rid of it.
That, and he got here at 8:29.
Yeah, I think I slid in at 8:28.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
I remembered to bring you a pointer.
That was nice of you. Just keep it in your pants.
This is a horrible report.
Okay, anyway,
never mind.
Guess what?
What?
Current status floating. So as late last night on the futures and everything with the mortgage-backed securities and the 10-year got to a point where rates were going to be 8% today. So the 8% mortgage is here, people.
Yeah, we were expecting it, weren't we?
Yeah, and that's so the Treasury yield surpassed the 4.9% for the first time since 2007. I was like, 2007? Oh, I guess so. Our rates back when we were crazy in 2003 to 2006,
right,
were not low rates. They were 5-6%.
Yeah, they were.
Then we went up like 2%, and no big deal. But now we went up 5%, and everybody's screaming, "I can't afford anything." Well, what are you gonna do?
The problem is this time prices stayed stable.
Well, they did at that time too until they dropped. When they really dropped,
in 2007.
Actually, the bottom of our market in our area was the December of 2008. So that year. So
yeah,
the Chicken Little from Las Vegas is saying that Austin, Houston, and Tampa, Florida are the three places you want to stay away from for the next 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who are we talking to this week on the radio?
Kyle Myslakowski from Florida, from the Tampa area, Midtown.
Didn't I just say that word, Tampa?
Yeah, you did.
I was like, really? I guess we need to we'll get an agent from Austin and an agent from Houston, and we can find out what's really going on. All right. So stocks and bonds are all over the place this morning because of the fact that rates are so high and everything's gone up. Nearly 100,000 loan officers have what they call washed out. That's kind of rude. Yeah. So that's what happens when you guys elect emotionally. Yep. So there was a lot of hoopla this week about the Federal Reserve, what they were going to say. And of course, Jerome Powell said, current interest rates may not be enough for an extended period. So we need it higher for a longer period of time.
Interest rates need to be higher
for a longer period of time.
And he's talking long-term interest rates.
Yeah, he's talking about where we are right now.
Yeah,
what he's messing with, and that's because the economy is so strong still, and they don't understand why. Well, when you have this morning they want another 200 billion or whatever, 60 billion for Ukraine, 10 billion for Israel, 15 billion for the border wall. It's like, really? Why don't we do 60? The problem is the border wall is not fencing, it is housing. To house the people who come over is that's what that's for. That's not. So let's get this clear.
Yeah.
We don't need to spend any more money. Let's cut it off. If I run out of money, I can't keep spending.
No, I mean, you can for a minute on a charge card.
Right. But then they want you to make that payment.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know what? With the United States, it's like, well, we want you to make a payment.
Who cares?
Who cares?
So basically, Jerome Powell is saying, hey, it's not going to be so great right now. It's going to get worse. There might be further tightening needed to go forward, which means we're going to be tightening even more going forward.
Right.
They keep looking at the numbers. Then you have the Atlanta Fed president, Raphael Bostic. Yeah. He's like, oh, well, there's been a reduction in inflation a little bit, and inflation decline would still come. So it's amazing how you got Jerome Powell pounding the thing, going, this is the worst. We're getting to do this. We get ready. And that's okay. I'd much rather have that guy. And then instead of this guy going, oh, it's all fine. It's all fine. And then we have stagnation because it goes back up because they don't do what they need to do.
Yeah.
If they really want to do what we need to do, we need to stop the spending. We don't need to give these countries this extra billions of dollars. We need to spend it here on us.
I agree. You're so right.
I know. Thank you. What else is going on? Zillow home price appreciation forecast. What do you think they changed it to?
I'm going to let you tell me.
You looked over there. They revised it lower to 3.3% for full year appreciation in 2023 versus the 4.3 versus the 10% they first talked about.
2 months ago,
yeah. So basically, this is nationwide, of course,
right?
Not here locally. So over the next 12 months, they think we're going to have only a 2.1% appreciation, down from 4.9. And you guys have to understand one thing. In order to get appreciation, what has to happen? You got to sell homes.
You got to sell homes,
right?
And you got to sell them for higher than they were before.
Well, you still have to sell them. The problem is if you're not selling homes, because they're very limited inventory out there,
going to be stagnant.
Yeah, it's like when you have a really nice neighborhood, like the college area, and for so long, like nothing sells because everybody loves the neighborhood. They don't want to sell anything, and then they go, "I'm going to sell my house." Well, it's only worth this. What? How could that be?
Yeah,
because no other house is sold, and we have to go to this ugly ass neighborhood over here to pick.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, that was rude to me.
You can do some additions and subtractions and look at other little neighborhoods. That's what we realtors do when we're trying to price like
I know,
the college
but
area.
we actually go off of.
I know you guys have to.
We go off the real thing, not emotional.
No. We go off of the real thing too.
Emotional,
and it's a real emotional. And you have to respond to the market. The listing agents have to respond to their sellers and to the market. When you've been on the market for a period of time and you don't have offers, you have to respond and reduce, or you are screwed.
Or price it right accordingly.
Exactly. But if you
which
don't,
is really hard. Yeah.
If you're trying to do an addition saying, "Oh, well, we had 2.5% increase in values in this neighborhood," but you don't have a lot of comps to compare, it's tough.
It's like a respond. Bad steak. Like a bad steak.
It's overcooked steak.
So homeowners are giving up their 4% mortgages and opting out for cash out refinances to pay off their $30,000 to $40,000 in credit card debt and need money for this other thing. And so basically, a lot of them, even though they're doing that, they still save between $500 to $750 a month. So you have to look at the overall number, not just I got this 2% and I'm gonna keep it forever.
Yeah.
I looked. I was, I've been cleaning stuff out. I was like, came across my truck book. Like, I got 11 months left. What the fuck?
I'm going to be payment free on my truck.
Has it been that long?
Wow.
Holy cow!
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly time goes by.
Yeah, well, usually I trade them in at 3 years, but this one has no mileage on it. The first one I got,
and it's a really nice truck.
In 15, I got that Ford. It had 24 on it when I bought it, because I always buy used.
Yeah.
And that was a 15 and a 16 year, right? And then I put on that first year the first 2 years about almost 50,000 for 2-year driving. And then by the third year I was at 90 some thousand, so I traded it in.
Yeah.
This one I just turned to 50 after having it for 4 years.
Wow.
So I mean, I'm not driving anywhere like I used to.
I'm still looking.
Yeah, stop looking. Look at the camera.
Yeah.
All right. So next week we have some news. We have new home sales on Wednesday, Thursday, first reading of the third quarter GDP. How could that be? Weren't we in just the third quarter? Where are we in? October? We'll be in November.
In the fourth quarter now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, Jesus.
October, November, December.
So they're going to look at that GDP for the first time. Then they look at it again.
Yeah.
And then they look at it again to see if it changes. But so you got also pending home sales. That's on Thursday. Friday is the PCE, the personal consumption expenditures, which is what the
interesting number
Fed really loves to figure out what to do with what's going on with inflation and everything else. So other than that, there's not a ton of news next week. Thursday is going to be initial jobless claims and all that, like every Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's not on there. They forgot to put that on my little report.
Oh, dang them.
So basically, bottom line, it's 8%. Things are slowing down a lot out there. A lot of loan officers got out of the business.
100,000.
Yeah. So that was just a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
A lot more. The issue is okay, great. Now we got some more left, but there's only so much at 8 to 8.5% mortgages. You think we're at 280 some thousand a month in our county? No, we're going to be down to 180 something a month in our county, and a third of it's still going to be cash. Investors are buying. We keep saying this. I saw somebody else post, you can lock in your purchase price today, but you can always adjust your rate later. It's like, Jesus, you just thought you'd come up with that? Because right now you can't go back and get prices of today in 2 years from now. Yeah, no kidding.
What?
Yeah, shocking.
Is that something we've been saying maybe this whole year?
So here's what you need to do: reach out to your parents, get some money from them, have them help
if they have it.
No shit, really. If they don't have it, don't get it from them.
No, make them go find some.
The light just went out in Georgia. I need to charge that.
You're so good.
I'm okay. I'm a little tanner now. And that's it. I mean, basically you really should still buy this. The prices aren't going to go down. We're not going to have a bubble. We don't have enough inventory. We haven't built more homes than we needed. You can always add an ADU now with FHA with a 203K streamline in the back to help out, or convert a garage, or do something else to help you offset the payment to help you afford it. Buy units. Do additional stuff. You and your family get together, you move into one of them, and they help you buy it, and now you all have some investment properties. And then you get another kid of your house, and you do the same thing, and another kid, you do the same thing, and then you go, we're all in this together.
That's the thing I think that can really build some wealth for a family pretty quickly, is the buying the units right now, especially with a now 5% down if you occupy one of the units.
I interviewed a guy that was supposedly, he was building affordable housing. This is on Internet Edison, and I was like, oh, affordable housing, it's just something I'm really in. And basically what they're doing is they're doing assembly line process for themselves to build multifamily apartment complexes.
Wow.
To rent, not affordable. That's, to me, affordable housing is for people to buy, not affordable to rent.
Right.
That's not what we work. And when he was saying that, I was like, okay, this is not how you're portraying it to everybody in my industry would think you're selling those at a cheaper price.
Not renting them out.
Right.
Not becoming a BlackRock.
That's all they've been doing. He's been doing for the past 10 years. He took over his family's business and been doing it this way. And then assembly line, it's 20% cheaper. Yeah, it's 20% cheaper for you to build all these things and rent them out, but not, well, that equates for a lower rent. It's not really helping the neighborhood.
No.
I mean, it's really nice places. And I'm like, well, somebody needs to do the same thing, but make them to sell them.
It's housing. It's shelter.
Yeah. They're rental homes.
They're rental homes. And nobody's building wealth off of that except the guy that owns all the rental homes.
Right. And I said, well, have you thought about maybe making it kind of like an employee owned company with the tenants though? Kind of that same model. So that way they will, they'll never leave, because they're like, I got a piece of pie here. I'm not going to leave. And that didn't cost me much to get in here. He's like, we've kind of played with that that's investing in building so they played with to where you can invest in their company at 10% and you get that amount of money back so they can build more. That's not what I'm talking about.
No, that's not.
Yeah.
So that's one-sided.
Yeah, but still, you're doing again investment so you can build more wealth for yourself, not what I was talking about, so that people would go, okay, this is, I don't know if that's a co-op, I forget what it's called.
Be almost like a syndication or co-op,
yeah, or something, but it's got to be, again, be able to have a financing and everything else. But you're in there, you get a piece of it, even if it's 1% down the road when it's worth it, you still get something.
Yeah.
So. Anyway,
well, Friday it is.
Yep. Thank you.
You're gonna go get your haircut, aren't you?
Yeah, one of them. I have like 4 left
on the left side.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because it was getting long.
No, I missed it 4 weeks ago. That's why. Yeah, I'm gonna have this big old mullet going, bald mullet. It's in the front, but I got it in the back.
Solar panels in the front, party in the back. Okay, I'll see you.
There's probably going to be some open houses, right?
There'll be a ton of open houses this weekend. Yeah. There's, not a lot of inventory, but just about everything that's still on the market, I guarantee you, will be held open.
And remember, if you list the property, in order to refinance the cash out later, it has to be off the market for 6 months. So remember that. Not a rate and term, just cash out. That's,
gotcha.
Yeah. And they'll make exceptions, not Fannie and Freddie, but other places. And there is, if you're going to do that, you can do a 40% loan, interest only, to get you through these times.
Okay.
I'm not talking like the purchase and have that 20%. I'm talking if you're going to do a refinance, you might as well do a 40-year with interest only, because you're going to refinance it down the road once the rates drop
in a short period of time, most likely.
Yeah. So you can save another, I don't know, $600-700 on top of what you were going to do in the first place.
Would be nice.
Yeah. So that's how you would do. I would tell somebody to do a cash out refinance. Don't go FHA. Don't go either. Do the 40-year with interest only factor, and that's interest only for the first 10 years.
Gotcha.
Everybody's going, you're crazy. Yeah, I know.
Well,
that's why I'm still in this freaking business.
You're calculating. All right.
Make it a great day. Thank you for being here, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
Bye, kids.